Okay guys, welcome. Let's move on with the main bike. So let's go to the middle part here. At this stage right now, we're not going to do it like we've been doing. We're going to make things easier for ourselves. Basically, this is the middle part, the middle body, okay? So if we jump in, this is what we have. Let's hide other stuff. So let's go through. You see how simple, how things flow, and you can even tell from the exact bike how it was done, right? Because this is the nodes that made it, all right? So let's do that. The first node is what? We use polydraw, okay? Remember polydraw, the poly build tool that we talked about in the early stages? So we can still continue on working on this, even though it's done, because we are back on the polydraw. If we select it and we hit enter, now it's activated, okay? So enter on the keyboard activates it. The first part here, remember, draw the shape. So now I can select a point here, and start drawing more, geometry if I want to. So you guys already know. So this is how I was able to draw this shape. It's stuff that you guys already know. So I drew this shape. So let's get out from the side view, because the side view is where you get a shape and draw it better, okay? So let's go back to the perspective, all right? Let's get out from the polydraw to come to camera and go back to the perspective. Now, from here, we can see it clear that after I drew it, it's just a flat plane in the middle. Because whenever you draw, they land here in the middle, in the perspective, okay? So we have what we drew. It's just a shape of polygons that we use the polydraw to draw. But it's still in the middle. So what did I do? So the next node, what did I do? I use an edit node, and I move it to the side. See? You can see that it's on the side right now. Okay. And then what did I do? See, it's just the repetition of stuff that you already know. I did what? Poly extrude. All right. So let me hide all this. See, so the poly extruded out, giving it thickness that we want. All right. I did some more editing. Okay. I did some more editing. So if I bring the video here, you see now I have some curves going on. All right. See, I was able to bend these sharp angles down to have this curve using the move and the editing tools right here. So the edit node, remember, it's all over. So that gave me this rounded shape on the edges. So what else did I do? So if I take out the temporary view out, this is what we have with the editing. Okay, so the idea was to get it a little rounded because the bike is round, right? So because it's low poly, it's a little rough, but it works with the bike, okay? So let's move on. So at this point, I was thinking that I need to cut this part out. That is where it's going to be the seat where the rider will sit, So there are so many ways we can do it, but Boolean will make it work better. So I was thinking about Boolean. So that is what I use. I use Boolean. So how did I perform the Boolean? Well, I'm having object merge here because I call seed cut from, we are here at the geometry level, but the seed cut is at the object level. So I call it. I already showed you guys how to call something from the object level, right? So the object merge was able to allow me to, if I bring the selection here, I was able to call the seed cutter from the outside. You see, I was able to call it because it's out at the object level. Okay, so you already know how to do that. If you haven't or you forget, go back and review with that class. So the object merge is able to bring the seed card for us so that we can perform Boolean. Okay, so if I bring the video here, we see we have a cut. You know, how did that happen? You know, you can see that this is what we drew and we perform the Boolean. What type of Boolean did we do? We have subtraction, A minus B. So we were able to cut this shape out, okay? And what else did I do? Then I have a clip node. Let me take that temporary out. That clip node, if I enter it, you see that it's right here. It's cutting the whole shape into two, all right? Because we want to mirror this side so we have an even size, both sides looking the same, okay? So I use the clip after the Boolean because I'm able to cut that seed out. Now I clip it into two-sided and I choose to keep this side, okay? And I did some more stuff to it. What else did I do? I have a dissolve node. What does the dissolve node did? The dissolve node is probably not showing right now, but I probably deleted just a point or something. You know, maybe I deleted a point or something. So that will give you a dissolve node. Then I did some more editing, right? You see, if I'm using the temporary display, you see that there are some lines overlapping. That means I move those lines to these positions, right? So if I bring the whole video here, you see that we have these lines moved down. So I was still trying to get a pretty cool shape. So moving stuff around a little bit, okay? So that gives you the edit node. Maybe you guys haven't seen the fuse. The fuse node allow you to join points together so that you don't have no holes in your object. All right, so that's the fuse node. It's like welding or merging 2 points to one. Okay, very simple to use. You have a distance threshold that when you have this threshold, any points within will join together. So depending on how far 2 points are and you increase the threshold, they will join as one. It's very simple. It's in the basics tutorials, okay? And then I did some few blasts. Maybe I deleted some lines. You see, let me go back to the fuse and see if I will see a line like that, you know. But if, for example, this line right here, I select it and I hit delete on my keyboard, it will give you a blast node. You guys already know. So probably I deleted some lines. You can see some empty lines here or somewhere, and I have the blast node. And I did some more editing. Okay, you can see that the lines are moving, you know, overlapping because the display is not fully here. So you see the changes I made. If I bring the display full here, you will see I move stuff down, you know, trying to get the shape looking right, you know, still editing. See, bending the shape and stuff. So what else did I do? I tried to connect these lines to the edges of the shape, right? Because you don't want to leave it like this. So I used the sprite node to connect these lines, okay? So that is what this sprite nodes are. It's connecting the lines, okay? And I did some more here. did some more. So I now have all the lines connected, giving the geometry a nice flow, okay? And I did some more edit. You see that I move stuff, so it's like they are overlapping. And if I bring the display fully here, see, I was able to tweak a little bit. So you don't see a lot of changes, but it's little changes that when you are tweaking, sometimes you make, you know what I mean? I'm trying to get this shape going on, bending stuff in, moving the points. Even just one move of a point will give you an edit. So if I have an edit, I try to move as many points as possible. You know, like something here, now I can enter the edit and move this point to where it's supposed to be, you know. So you are always able to still work on stuff that you've done, right? So that's Houdini. So you can straight up stuff if you want to. But I wasn't worried about detail and everything, but if you are working on a project, maybe you could get stuff, you know, flowing better and all that stuff, okay? So that is how stuff was done for this shape. So let's keep on going. So what else do we do? And I have some poly extrude here, okay? And this poly extrude, I squeeze all the polygons into middle, giving me another inside polygons, right? We know how the insert node does for us, right? It squeeze the polygons inside. So I use the insert on this poly extrude, you know. So if I bring the display here, we have the polygons squeezed in, right? What else did I do? Then I did some more editing. You know, I was trying to get the edges and stuff like that, moving the points around. You know, it's pretty easy. You know, this editing, I moved this whole edge loop to one side. You know, trying to get, you know, the seat edges to curve a little bit. You know, so it's just little tweaks, right? And then what else did I do? I did poly bevel. I bevel that edge loop and trying to let the polygons hold, all right? So I have some poly bevel going on here, okay? See that? It's around the edges, giving it like a little shape at the edge, okay? So what else did I do? Did more edit, you know, move stuff around. When you see a ghost like this, you see the black lines sometimes are where it was before, and then after the edit, when it moved down. So after the edit, it moves down to this side. So I move things, squeezing it, trying to get this shape, all right? You know, so little and little, we are getting the seed part of it, all right? And I did poly extrude, okay? And I was moving stuff around. So this poly extrude, if you see in the bike, you see the motors, the engine part of it is here. So I use the insert again. I squeeze the polygons in. You can tell that I selected all these parts of the polygon, or all this part of the shape. And then I call for poly extrude and I squeeze it in. And what else did I do? I have to, after I squeeze, I have to use another poly extrude to push it to where I want it to be. So I call for another poly extrude and I push it in to get that indentation. Let me bring the whole display here so you guys can see it. So I push it in, giving me this shape where the motor is going to be, okay? So I push it in. What else did I do? I did some more edits. You know, I was trying to get an edge to get some little round shape going on at the edge of the motor. So I was tweaking the points. Most of the edit, if you know, is the points that I move it around. You could tell that, you know, I'm moving these points in to get that round shape around here. So, and after that, what did I do? I wanted to have, there's some design going on at the edge of this bike. So to get that design going on, I decided to use a box to create that edge design. So I have to call in, or I have to create a box. So I have a box here, you know, at the geometry level. And I was working on the box. What did I do to the box? Let's go through the nodes. Okay, so I did transform. I moved the box to the right position because we want it here where we have performed the indentation or the poly extrude, right? So we want the box to come down here. I use transform node, boom, and I have it at the right place. Okay, now I'm still working on the box. What did I do? I have to get the box to look rounded, so it's easy. Level the edges, see, and I have this round shape. Okay, very simple and cool, right? So it's still not giving me the design I want yet, you know, so I still have to work on the box. What else did I do?